If you haven't seen the previous video that was entitled A Bunch of Meeces, Some in Pieces, make sure you watch that before this. There's a link in the description, of course. We're going to test out some of the Meeces. So we're going to try the IBM ThinkPad ones because I know they're going to work. This one is coming apart and it's brand new. So I think the plastic in it is just getting brittle. I have two of these. I fully expect both of them to work. This laptop is equipped with a serial port and a PS2 port. I do not know. PS2 is not supposed to be hot pluggable. Oh, but indeed. I put the magnify. I don't know if you can see it at all. I'll see if I could turn the laptop like that. And I don't know if you can see. I'll try to zoom in a bit. It definitely works. So that didn't matter that it was not supposed to be hot pluggable. I'll take that out and try the next one. This may just work because it already knew what it was. This one works too. Buttons. Yep. So that's good. Unplug that. I guess we'll just keep going with the PS2 mice while we're at it. Just whatever's here. That's a serial one. This is a PS2. Looks like a HP of some kind. So we'll plug that in. Doesn't feel the greatest. That seems to work. Right click, left click. Definitely works. So that's good. Always nice to have a plain old basic PS2 mouse. In fact, I got one that's an old Microsoft that's just, it's got crappy movement. I cleaned it and all that, but it just doesn't have it. It won't have it. This is one that I can't really test, the Packard Bell, but I could move the rollers and see if the buttons work on it. For what it's worth, I don't know if I'll ever find the pieces to it or if I ever even had them. So, horizontal and vertical movement, right click, left click. Yes, it does work. So that one is good also. So far, so good. That's serial, more serial, more serial. What about this one? It's tangled, but it is PS2. So we can try the very, very, very vintage PS2 Microsoft, extraordinarily yellow, more like bronze these days, mouse, and plug that in. Works fine. So that one's good. Okay. This one I can't really test. That was serial. We got two more here. This is a PS2. Old Microsoft, very similar to the other one. These were a different breed where it did not have a line or a bump, just a little arrow, and that is the right orientation, so you have to plug it in that way. Yes, there were many cases back in the day where people tried to jam the plug in the wrong way and just broke it. It works. That's fantastic. I can't believe they're all working so well. That one is serial, so the rest are serial. Okay, so with that said, we'll get this crap out of here. Now, a number of these serial ones had an X on them, like this one. This does have a switch for mouse systems or Microsoft compatibility, it's possible that at a much younger age I didn't know the difference. I would expect I would have tried both. Okay, it's set to PCAT, but the other option is MSAM. I think we're going to try that and see, just for fun. So this goes in the serial port, which is down here. I'm going to zoom out because I don't know how much of that you saw. Wrong way. Now this should not work, correct, because we have to go to, whoops, one more time. There you go. Device Mangler. Come on. Let's do that. Maybe you can see that a little better. So Device Mangler. Action. No. View. How do we do this? Have to click on the computer first. Action, scan for new hardware. Found something. Under Meeces, PS2 compatible mouse. No response whatsoever. Interesting. Okay, let us disconnect. Flip that switch. Plug it back in. Come on now. You were just in the damn port. There you go. Go back here. Scan for hardware. Absolutely no response whatsoever. So I guess this one is dead. Can be opened at a later date to find out. So that still has an X on it. I'm sure I didn't, leave. This one has an X also, but we'll see. See a much nicer plug on this one. Metal, quality cord, all that. I'm sure all of these, if there's an X on it, it's not just something stupid like it needs to be cleaned. Ah, now found something. It says unknown device searching for drivers. Microsoft serial mouse. Even identifies. That's pretty cool. It's doing something. If I didn't mention, I set the pointer to magnified, so maybe you could see it a little better. I'll see if I could tip that even a little more. Maybe that's better. Probably not. PS2 compatible mouse and Microsoft serial mouse. It's jittery. Right click works, left click works. Let's see how dirty. Okay, get that out of the way. Absolutely, perfectly clean. There's a little gunk on that, but still, left and right doesn't seem to be bad. It's down here. It probably can be made to work. Probably just needs to be opened up and the optical encoders inside cleaned. So that's not necessarily a bad mouse. It was beyond my capabilities years ago to know what to look for inside. So this is a maybe. I think it went in... Oh, it's been opened. I'll show you. There. See? Holes punched out in it. So, that's still a maybe. We'll clean that up later. This one, another Microsoft, very similar, same type plug. go ahead and any day plug that in. We're going to go ahead and scan for hardware changes just in case. It does not see it. So this one is also dead. It also has been opened. So there's parts available. So that's good. And although the last mouse I have is that Mouse Systems one that is probably not able to be used, or it is not able to be used because it needs that special mouse pad. I do not know if this is bus or serial, but we're going to try it. I don't know of any that would elicit any failure. We do have a red light, so that's a clue that it might work, but again, I can't use it. Let's see what Windows has to say. Not a damn. Obviously, absolutely nothing. What if I just move there? Nope, absolutely nothing. So 2 were dead, and the rest worked without any trouble. So that was testing the Meeces for what you can see, and that's really all I got. So it looks like that was a pretty good haul, and out of the bunch of them, I mean, this is just an absolute fucking classic, even though it requires that pad. I do have one of them back at my parents' house, but the other one, just because it's the oddball, is this really, really worn yellow bronzed Microsoft mouse, just because it's so horrible. I mean, it's like, this is almost like the old ivory or almond colored 2500 set telephone colors, you know, that kind of close to this color kind of color, and that's it. And as far as this adapter goes, yeah, I guess I think we can test that. Let's see, I guess, I don't know. Here we got to find one that was I think this one kind of worked. So I guess in the interest of doing this the right way, we'll plug it back in serial and make sure this was the one that at least partially worked. And then I'll plug it into that adapter and see if it works. I don't know if it's compatible. This is the one that kind of worked. Okay. And before I go and blow anything up, serial PS2 compatible mouse. It does say right on there. So, for all intents and purposes, it may work via PS2, and if it does, I will just leave this adapter connected to it just so it doesn't get lost. So there's that, and I'll plug that in over here. Oh, it works straight away. In fact, it's not even working too bad now. So yeah, that was it. Testing the Meeces. So definitely a good haul. One that is definitely totally dead, and another that I really can't test, and Windows doesn't seem to see it. So that was it. Thanks so much for watching. I got some blanks to take care of. I really appreciate your watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Going to be plenty more coming up. I got 3 JK18 oddwares for the mice, so you can look forward to those someday, and that'll do it. So take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.